Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the results from 16 months of content marketing. What began as a 90-day video challenge where I published one video per day for 90 consecutive days has kind of snowballed and taken on a life of its own. I'm now 16 months in as a content marketer here with the Miles Beckler brand, and today together we're going to jump on my computer and we're going to take a look at the analytics from within YouTube to see what kind of numbers I'm getting in YouTube. We're going to look at my blog analytics, and then we're going to go in and look at the podcast analytics as well. The goal with this video is to help show you that the results are truly compounding over long periods of time. Many people who find my content and reach out and ask for help with internet marketing are looking for the shortcut, and the ultimate shortcut is really truly to do one thing consistently for a sustained period of time. And that's what my goal is to prove with this channel, not only to put out the most helpful videos I possibly can for you so you can kind of take strategic action, but also to show that the results are really in putting out that consistent effort, which is publishing content consistently over long sustained periods of time. I'm in 16 months in at this point. I'm going to keep going, but for right now, let's jump onto the screen and we're going to start in YouTube. So here we are on YouTube. You can see at this point, I have officially crossed the 40,000 subscriber mark, which is pretty astounding if you ask me. It all started with zero visitors, zero views, zero videos not too long ago. And I've also hit the 300 video mark. So 300 videos, 40,000 subscribers. I'm pretty ecstatic with the results. And let's go into analytics and get a little bit more detailed. So I'm still kind of coming off of my trip to Bali where I had a few speaking engagements and my video content was a little bit off. You can see recently I've got this huge spike. I had a video about a big Facebook ads change, kind of a Facebook marketing change that kind of went viral for my niche, for the internet marketing niche. For me to see a video hit 1,000 to 2,000 views within the first week is actually a pretty good video. This one hit something like 8,000 or 9,000 views within the first week of it being viewed. And then I followed it up with a really big live video. In YouTube's algorithm, when you have a video that pops and that gets kind of better than normal engagement, YouTube is paying very close attention to what you follow it up with. And I did a follow-up of a live broadcast where we went deeper into the topic. I mean, obviously, if YouTube gave me good reach with their algorithm on the first one, I figured I'd follow up with that there. So you can see I've got that 1-2 punch here that really bumped me up. It also increased my average view duration right there, which is going up, which is good to see. And then the number of views, you can see it's just an absolute leg up right there. So you can see my numbers are all down though, right? Like I've got this little kind of red arrow down. It's 7.5% down. I'm not too concerned with it. These numbers, these comparisons are doing like 30-day over 30-day type comparisons. And you always have to keep in mind seasonality, right? Like here we are in December. It's December 23rd. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Right now already it's Christmas Eve in Australia and New Zealand. So you got to keep in mind that your numbers are going to fluctuate beyond your control oftentimes. And for me, I never really try to sweat the small stuff. I obviously like seeing all of these numbers continuing to go up, but I don't really sweat the small stuff. And let's actually do a quick comparison to the previous 28 days just to get a really clear picture on what the line looks like. And you can see that I had a little bit bigger average view duration, watch time, the average view duration also, but this bump has got me up. And if I can ride this wave, I should be able to keep this new trend line higher than the old trend line. So the next 30 days has a really good potential. Another really kind of interesting thing to think about for me right now is in kind of the broader picture of things going into the calendar new year here. A lot of people set intentions. A lot of people come into early January excited. And I think there's probably going to be a lot of new people interested in the niche, in marketing online, making money online. So I'm curious to see if I can kind of position some of my videos to be helpful for those people who are maybe starting to search these topics, especially now that I've got a little bit of channel growth behind me. The one fun thing I want to look at is I want to do over the year before. Do we have a year over year number? 1 second while I get this dialed in. So there we have it. I've now got it set to the last 28 days versus the year before, and you can see the year before is the orange line and the last 28 days is the blue line. And this is the kind of perspective that I really like to communicate and I like to stay focused on, because month over month you might see a little bit of adjustment one way or another, but year over year you can see there is an absolute astounding difference between 44,000 minutes watched and 903,000 minutes watched. Also between, 8,000 views and 133,909 views. This is the kind of perspective that is the most important perspective to keep in mind when you're truly going after content marketing as an approach to grow your audience and also to drive traffic, because your big results are going to come over long periods of time. 1 year, 2 year, 3 years of effort can create an absolute monumental tidal wave of traffic. And that's what I'm after. And that's what I'm trying to help you see very clearly, that the numbers show very clearly that's what's been going on. As you probably know, I'm having my videos transcribed and put into blog posts in blog post based formats, and that system is firing on all cylinders right now. My team in place working on that we've been hitting our 2 blog posts per month or per week, target very well for at least the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I feel like my blog content publishing is firing better than ever before right now, and we're going to look now this is analytics based on my blog. Now, I'm not a writer, and if you are more of a writer, you could very well do a 90-day challenge on the written word and do written blog posts. I prefer to create content in video format. I'm more comfortable with this process, hence me hiring transcriptionists and copy editors and essentially a team to take these ideas and turn them into actual blog posts for me. So you can see this is the last month here. I've got over 20,000 sessions from about 12,000 individuals. That's absolutely astounding for me, because I tried for years and years to blog and it never worked because I don't enjoy writing. So it just never was consistent. You can see month over month, I'm about even, right? I'm like less than 0.5% down on the sessions, less than 0.25% down on users. The average session duration is down a few seconds, right? 8 seconds. So again, these numbers are down a little bit. I don't know if it's seasonality. I don't know if it's the fact that I haven't been necessarily marketing my blog content as well as I could be. I'm putting it up for the search engines, but I'm not emailing my list very often. You're also going to see this big kind of spike here, this blue line. That actually was from my Cyber Monday and Black Friday. I put together kind of a Black Friday, Cyber Monday page with some discounted options that I liked. I mailed it 3 times in about 4 days. So I probably emailed right there. And that got me a big surge. And then you probably could see these bumps here are when I publish content. But again, I want to do a year over year comparison here, because this is really the trend line that's most intriguing to me. And again, it's very similar to what was going on the YouTube analytics. You'll see the orange line that appears to be completely flat. I've had 43 sessions in a day, 39 sessions in a day, is now being replaced by 600, 700, even upwards of 1,000 and 1,100 sessions per day. This is the kind of growth that happens when you're consistently publishing content focused on one niche, being of service to one audience over long periods of time. I've got about a 1,400% growth in sessions, a 1,700% growth in the users. My email list is well over 3,000 subscribers and continuing to grow, because on all of my blog posts that attract people from the search engines, I've got a pop-up that offer my free course that people are able to obtain, and then they get on my email list, and then I'm able to follow up with even more valuable content. You will notice that I've got some numbers down, right? People aren't staying on the site as long as they were a year ago, and the number of pages people are viewing per session is down a little bit. I'm okay with that. I might try to maybe add a related posts plugin at the bottom of my post, so when they finish post A, it will recommend other related posts so they can go deeper with my content. Getting better at doing internal linking is something I absolutely have a lot of room to grow with, but all in all, as you can see clearly on the screen right here, this orange line to blue line, that's the growth I'm after. And I'm going to keep with this for, several more years. And I'm expecting to see this kind of growth year over year to continue, regardless of what that month over month numbers do. The last place we're going to take a look is here inside of my dashboard from the podcast. Now, I launched the podcast in, I believe it was November. Actually, it was probably October, late October, I think it went live. And I did one big push to get people to download it and subscribe and leave me a review right when it came out. I was emailing it, putting on Instagram, putting on Facebook. I did YouTube Live saying, please go into your podcast directory, search for Miles Beckler and leave me a positive review, download it. Other than that, literally in the last month and a half or so, I've done nothing. My virtual assistant is downloading the audio from these videos. She's converting it into an MP3 file, adding on kind of a front and a back to it, adding on a little bit of music, and she's putting that up on my podcast feed for me. So this is 100% hands off for me. I simply make these videos and they end up here on the podcast. You can see I've had a few days worth of downloads get up over the 300 mark. It looks like my average, if I was to draw like a charted line down here, looks like my average might be dropping a little bit with some lower days in here. December 20th was only 24 downloads, which is, stark contrast to the day before that was 229 downloads. But I'm okay with that, right? Seasonality, there's a lot going on. People are very distracted right now. Life is very busy for most people. So what I'm really looking at here is the kind of 3,900 people in November, before November, over 6,000 downloads in November. This December, I'm looking like I might end with somewhere around, I'm at 2,700 at the 23rd, so I might make the 4,000 mark or so. But that's 10,000 people who are now connecting with my content through audio, which is a very personal and an intimate experience for them, based on kind of effort of other people on my team, right? I continue to focus on putting out the best content I can in the medium I'm most comfortable with, and all of that content is getting syndicated out to those other formats. This is what I call my 3-pillar content marketing strategy. But again, I think it's really important for me to remind you that it definitely all starts with one form of content first. What I did at first was I figured out, okay, after years of trying to blog and force myself to being a blogger, but not actually writing because I don't like writing, it was like, okay, I'm going to do this video thing and I'm going to take it serious and I'm going to do a 90-day challenge. So I did my 90-day challenge and it became fun, and making videos became easy for me. And I was like, wow, okay, I've found my way that's kind of in my DNA of how to become a content creator. Now, 16 months in, I've done over 300 videos, and you can see the numbers on YouTube are absolutely still growing. They're not growing as fast as they were last month per se, but they're still at a massive rate year over year. But then I hired on individuals to help me implement and take my content that I'm already publishing and put that content into different formats. It's important for you to remember that I didn't start getting that blog system and that blog team going for about a year. So I was publishing nothing but videos for approximately a year before I brought on a team to start turning them into blog posts. Then it was about a year and 3 months before I really got that podcast thing going. Because as I said, that just started a couple of months ago. So that would be about a year, 3 months in. So my goal to help you understand here is you need to figure out how can you become a consistent content publisher. Find the mechanism, whether it's spoken audio in a podcast, whether it's videos like these, or whether it's written word, just typing it out and publishing to your WordPress blog. Figure out what is the easiest way for you to communicate your ideas so you can go be of service to an audience. This is going to help you grow the audience. From there, you can either put in the time and energy to repurpose and syndicate your content yourself, or if you have a budget, you can outsource some of those tasks and have other people help you syndicate your content, because the trick to the game is consistent content done over long periods of time. And that's why I wanted to make sure and reiterate, I did nothing but videos for the first year. I could have got fancy with it and started syndicating and putting in all that work, but you know what it would have done? It would have distracted me from putting out my YouTube videos. And I've had to flex that muscle enough to really train the muscle to where putting out these videos multiple times a week, this is my normal. I don't feel right when I don't have this moment with you in a video. So I did it long enough, which for me was about a year, until I was 100% sure that I had created a new habit in my life, and that new habit is me producing content. Then, once that habit was solid and I knew I wasn't missing my publishing dates anymore and I was consistent with it, that's when I started to implement the kind of next layers of syndication. Everything I'm doing here, my wife and I did, and we've been doing this in her main business. We started in 2009. She started with blogging and the written word, and I've seen her growth. She gets somewhere around 700 or 800,000 visits per month. Her email list is at about 170,000 subscribers. So I've seen this plan work before, and that's why when I committed to doing it again, I wanted to commit to documenting it in these videos for you, so you could see that starting with zero, with the cell phone I already had in my pocket and the basic webcam on my laptop, right? No fancy studios, nothing. I started with what I had, and through brute force, I've built an audience. Now I'm growing traffic, I'm growing an email list, I'm generating affiliate sales, and essentially I've created a new revenue stream for my digital marketing business. This is all possible for you. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes consistently publishing content and being of service to an audience, but you can do that. The technology is simple. The platforms are easy to use. You got to find the way to create content that's inside of your heart that'll make it easy for you, because when it's easy and fun, it gets done. So find the way that'd be fun and easy for you. Start making content, get that growth curve going, and know that if you don't see those kinds of results you're getting in the first month or the third month or the fifth month, keep going, because it might be a year and a half, 2.5 years out, 3 years out. But if you can put in the work now for 3 years and create a level of traffic that could generate $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month of residual recurring income, is it worth it? To me, it is. It's worth putting in the effort up front to creating those kinds of residual results. That's why I love organic traffic. That's why I love audience building and giving value first to the audience. And all the other videos on this channel are designed to help you understand kind of the nuts and bolts and the bits and pieces of the process. This video was designed to help open your mind to the possibility of what happens when you do commit to consistently publishing content over sustained periods of time. If you enjoyed this video, engage with it however you engage. If you like the thumbs up button, hit that. If you want to subscribe, I got the subscribe button down here in the corner somewhere, kind of by the laptop. If you want to leave me a comment, or if you have a question about the process, hit me in the comments below. I'm happy to connect with you there. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a happy holiday season. We're 2 days away from Christmas at this point in time, so I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to connecting with you with some great videos, because my goal is to help you make 2018 your breakthrough year. So be sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you get updates when the new videos come out, and I will catch you on the next video. Until then, be well, happy holidays, and I will see you again soon for a couple of videos as we wrap up 2017 and prep to move on and make 2018 your breakthrough year. Thanks again. Catch you next time.